Oh my god! Hey there everyone, happy Friday, welcome back to the channel. We have some Fire Emblem Three Houses news, and there are some very exciting things happening in the likes of DLC, and as you can see from the Serene's Forest thing, has been a leak. There has been a leak of, well, not really a leak, an accidental publishing. Maybe it wasn't an accident. Waves 3 and 4, which are the remaining two DLC waves, have been outlined in a Famitsu guidebook, or player's guide, that got published. And it has a page in there that outlines all the DLC, both paid and unpaid, for Fire Emblem Three Houses. So if you don't want to know about that, this is definitely not the video for you, so click away now. There's nothing really spoilery on there unless you can read Japanese in that very, very tiny print down there. But that's probably not where your eyes went immediately. So again, this is on Serene's Forest. I will link this particular page in the description. If you want to go check it out and read it for yourself, feel free to do that. While you're there, merch link. We got new merch if you haven't seen that. And also, you should check out my Instagram because there's a way for you to win a copy of the Life of Heroes manga if you pay attention to my Instagram. You can follow if you want. I don't post super regular. I'm trying to get better about posting there, but we're doing a fun little treasure hunt to give one of those away. So feel free to check that out. Anyway, shout out first of all to Jean-Marc and Amazis in the KCB Discord because they pointed this out. Jean-Marc, I think, actually shared it first and mentioned that DLC had been leaked, and I was like, whoa, I have to check that out. And then second, I believe, yes, Ein from GameFAQs is who translated this, evidently. So I don't know Ein, but shout out to them either way. Because this is really exciting. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go through the waves 3 and 4. We already have wave 2. And I've also done a video on when the waves are coming out. So if you want to check that out, that link may be in the description. I'll probably put it in the description. Why not? It's easy. So let's go through and look. So this is your spoilerish warning. There aren't really spoilers, I guess, unless you don't know, unless you haven't encountered a character yet. That's how that's how I would describe it. If you haven't encountered every character yet, then maybe there's some spoilers because they're naming characters that you didn't know existed. But other than that, it's pretty normal. Nothing too spoilery, just some fun stuff. So here we go. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, Spoiler Town. All right, so here we are. Yeah, there we are. Okay, so Wave 3 free DLC is going to include a new playable unit that is Juriza. We have new support conversations, and they're speculating probably him. New activities and new online features. They didn't really dive too into detail regarding those, but the paid DLC is interesting. We have a new playable unit, that being Anna. If you didn't know, Anna is in the game, obviously. I assume you guys have played through. Anna shows up in every route. New monastery facilities. Interesting. New online features. Anna and Juriza paralogs, so that's not, you know, that makes sense since they are playable characters now. New quests around 10, and I'm assuming that means around chapter 10, which I believe is kind of where stuff starts to get real, as it were. So that's kind of something to think about. New activities, that being the sauna, which I think may kind of play into monastery facilities as well. I did also do a video on the sauna. It was kind of a big mystery. The majority of people that watched that video actually didn't know that the sauna existed. But I actually found it because of a quest that Anna sent me on to unlock her shop. And the item that you had to find was up in that area. And I was like, oh, there's a sauna up here. So it makes sense, I guess, from that perspective that DLC would be coming at the same time, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with it. I don't know how it's unlocked. I don't know what stage it's in. They didn't really detail that. Probably the biggest hype train of all is playing with cats and dogs. All the dogs and cats, they're just hanging out in the monastery. You can evidently interact with those now, which is pretty exciting. And then we have new costumes, that being for Maid, Butler, and more. And then also a Maid and Butler battalion. Or battalions, rather. They are presumably separate. So more costumes, that's not really surprising. The last DLC wave just gave us leisure wear, or like athletic wear, for all the houses, and you can switch between that. The interesting thing with that is you can also change the student to be the post-time skip version as well, I guess. I never really played around with it much, just because I'm still focusing on trying to get through enough routes to have enough renown to do the live stream charity event this fall. So there's that. But some pretty cool stuff nonetheless. I was not expecting the sauna thing to hit this quickly, and that's probably going to be the most controversial piece that I could see happening as far as the DLC goes. So, with that said, I don't know. I'm excited for Wave 3. It's coming out a little bit later, few weeks, couple months, somewhere around there. I know that the last DLC happens around April, I want to say. So this is probably, if I'm remembering correctly, hits around November, December, somewhere around there. Wave 4, you thought it was done. So we don't have any free DLC in Wave 4, just to point that out. There is no free DLC. It's all paid. And I don't know that you can actually block it out in waves. I think you have to buy the DLC as like an all-inclusive package. There's no a la carte option, unfortunately. So Wave 4 is strictly paid, it looks like. There's no freebies here. So Wave 4 includes the side story Abyss mode. Now this is interesting, and one of the things that Jean-Marc actually brought up was, wouldn't it be cool if we had a side story for Abyss mode that covered what happened during the time skip, that year's period where stuff was just happening and then boom, everybody got older. I personally think that would be amazing. However, I'm thinking this may be, and again, slight spoilers here for all of the routes if you haven't uncovered a split route, we'll say. I happen to think that this may be like a post story for a certain Edelgard route, maybe. But I honestly don't know. I'm happy. I don't know what Abyss mode is. It's probably worse. I'm assuming it's akin to Abyssal through like Fae, even though our harder mode that just got unlocked is not the same as Lunatic. It's Maddening, I think, is what it's called. Whatever. Either way, I hope they keep it to Abyss, because it was of course Lunatic in Japan, but we got Maddening in the States. So I hope they keep it at least as Abyss or Abyssal or something like that. I hope it's not like Crazy Town Banana Pants game mode, because that would be stupid. New playable characters: Juris, Balthazar, Constance, and Javi. Tentative translations, we don't really know what those are for sure. New support conversations, of course, because there are going to be playable characters. That makes sense. New monastery facilities. Again, more online features. New classes. Tier 4s. Interesting. New enemy monsters. New hero relics. New paralogs. New quests. New battalions. New gambits. And all of those things make sense, right? Because if you're adding new characters, those things tend to go along with it. Maybe not like enemy monsters, obviously, but those things tend to kind of coincide for the most part. So that makes sense to me. And then new costumes for male Byleth, female Byleth, and Sothis. And again, this is likely coming out early next spring. But there's a disclaimer that names and contents may change once the DLC is actually released. So there you go. That's it in a nutshell. I am very, very curious about if they are maybe going to add additional free DLC in Wave 4, because so far every wave has had a bunch of free DLC for the most part. And it's not anything that's like crazy. You know, it's just like some nice little tidbits that we get, and that's pretty cool. But Wave 4 specific, like everything else in Wave 3 and everything that we've had so far, well, everything we've had so far is more of a just kind of a cosmetic thing. The new game mode is obviously really cool, and that's really nice. The paid stuff, you know, again, is just kind of nice. Wave 3 tends to be more of we're going to expand upon the game in general. And then Wave 4 is just like, oh, hey, here's a bunch of stuff you didn't ask for that's going to enhance the game even more. So that's kind of interesting, I think. I think they're doing the DLC correctly. Nintendo, for the Switch, they have done DLC very well in all of their games that I have played, at least. Breath of the Wild DLC was amazing. Mario Odyssey DLC was awesome. Mario and Rabbids, Smash DLC, I think they're killing it, you know, and they're bringing more because you can't stop that money train. But I think ultimately they're doing DLC well, and I'm very happy so far with the things that I have seen. Again, I think probably the most controversial thing that we're going to see out of this DLC is the sauna. And I know a lot of people are going to be disappointed that you have to pay for Anna, which Amazus rightly pointed out that no one's upset about that because it just makes so much sense because that's how Anna rolls. I don't know. Like I said, I'm pretty excited in general. I was a day one purchase of DLC, and I don't always do that. There's just a couple games I've seen so far, and Nintendo has ultimately earned. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 had amazing DLC too. Crazy. Nintendo has kind of earned my unbridled trust when it comes to DLC and just kind of knowing that they're going to do it correctly. So that's kind of how I play that. But in the comments, you guys let me know what you are most excited for this DLC that's dropping. I would honestly say any new game story mode. So like the Abyssal mode down here, that's pretty exciting for me. Because there was a particular route that I'm just like, this doesn't really seem finished to me, or like, I don't know how I feel about this. And I hope it expands upon that without trying to like give it away or whatever. But that's how I feel. I'm excited for any additional gameplay when it comes to story. That's what I'm here for. That is the DLC content I'm here for. And you know, everything else is cool too. I'm glad we'll be able to play as Anna, at least for the people who paid for it. Anyway, let me know what you guys are most excited for in the DLC that's coming. I have nothing else for you. That's it. That's all I have. Check out the links in the description for my Instagram if you want a chance to win the Life of Heroes manga. And that's it. Subscribe if you like. Do a lot of Heroes content. We will have the next Mythic Banner prediction video of all units on the banner coming out very, very soon. Probably this weekend, maybe Monday. I'm not 100% sure. Subscribe if you don't want to miss that. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.